Hey YouTubers, Mr. Amiga Freak here. Just got back from the range with three of my toys here. I thought I would do a little post-range review. I should do one video per gun, but I'm too lazy for that, so I'm going to do one video and cover all three guns. So let's start off with my Smith & Wesson SD40 VE. Let's clear it. There's no magazine in it. And there's nothing in the chamber, so it's clear. Let's clear them all here. Let's clear my 1895 Nagant. It's a loading gate here. You probably can't see that, but those are all empty, so that's clear. And my little Rough Rider Heritage Manufacturing 22 long rifle. You can't tell, but I'm going to check the cylinder, and it is also clear. So anyway, so this is my everyday carry gun. The first time I've had a chance to fire it, so I was impressed and not so impressed with certain things. It's the recoil was more pronounced than I had thought it would be. I'm not sure why I didn't anticipate the recoil. Maybe I was thinking more of a 9mm recoil, but a 40 has that much more punch. Never had a 40 before, so but it did fine. The recoil wasn't bad. I just have to be careful not to limp wrist it so I don't cause feed problems with that. It did shoot low for me. I had to aim probably 4 inches high, so the sights aren't adjustable for elevation, but they're windage adjustable. But I'm not sure if I can trim them down or what. But for the most part, it did fine. I fired a bunch of different ammo through it. I fired some of this Blazer, aluminum cased Blazer. I fired some Remington 180 grain through it. The Federal Champion 180 grain. The Blazer is 165 grain, by the way. I fired some of this Selleer and Bilot ammo, 180 grain as well. And I fired some of the Hornady Critical Defense 165 grain defensive ammo. It did fine with everything except the Selleer and Bilot. I can't pronounce that. I'm from Colorado. I'm thinking it might be the heavier rounds, because the 180 grain bullets, it had a few misfeeds with the Federals as well, maybe one or two. But it did not like this at all. Out of a magazine of 14 rounds, I think I had 9 misfeeds, and that's including the first round chambered. And I made sure I racked that slide back for all it's worth. So I don't think it was me doing the slide wrong. And even after that, after that round fed, most of the rounds did not feed. So I don't like it. This didn't like. So that's something that my gun apparently can't handle. The Remington did fine. Maybe 1 or 2 misfeeds. I can't remember on the Federal and the Remington, but maybe 1 or 2 misfeeds. Nothing horrible. But the Blazer, the lighter Blazer, didn't have a problem at all. It fed all of those with not a problem, and it fed the Critical Defense without a problem. And it's a good thing, if you're going to carry a gun for self-defense, either concealed or open carry, you really should shoot the rounds that you carry in the gun. Because if I don't carry hardball in my gun when I carry it, but if I were to shoot hardball and I hadn't shot this before and assumed it would work and I needed it, I would have been toast, because that didn't work. That wouldn't have fed. That just wouldn't have worked. So it's a little more expensive to shoot your defensive rounds, but you really need to make sure that the defensive rounds that you will carry in your everyday carry gun, will feed properly and eject properly and hit where you think they should hit. So it's very important that you do that. So that's more practice. I'm sure it'll get better as I shoot it more. So that's good. Next gun that I took out to the range was my Russian Model 1895 Nagant. This is one of those, this is made 1922. It was 91 years old, actually. It's one of those that when you cock the hammer, I don't think you can see that, but it actually moves the cylinder forward, and the round is, I'm sure you can see that, the round is actually, I guess what you call inside, it's actually, the casing extends past the actual bullet. And that means that comes out, and this goes into the forcing cone and forms a gas seal, so that this revolver could actually be silenced. You could put a silencer on this, and it would work. It is, with the rounds in it, it is harder to manipulate the action, because, like I say, these do stick out past the cylinder. So the clearance issues are a little tighter. And so it takes a hard action to get the hammer back when you have it loaded. When you eject it, it's got a little ejection rod here that you pull out, open the load gate, turn this up, and then you, just like a single action arm aim, there's no spring on this one. You just slide the ejection rod through the cylinder, and that ejects the rounds. Now with this Russian surplus ammo that I picked up, it did not want to eject. It was so tight in the cylinder. I had to remove the cylinder from the gun and then use this cleaning rod that came with it and actually invert the cylinder, put this on this, and use this to eject the rounds because it was so tight. The factory ammo that I bought, the newer ammo that is made in Serbia, I believe it is, PPU, didn't have a problem with that. I was not able to use my finger, like I saw a video by Hickok 45, where he could just use his finger and pop out the rounds because they extend a little bit past the cylinder. I couldn't do it with this gun. I had to use the ejection rod, but with the ejection rod, they all ejected fine. With this, with the surplus, not so much. So it's fun to shoot. It's not my everyday shooter by any means. Your finger will get a workout with this thing. It's probably a 20-pound pull with the double action. It's probably at least 8 with the single action, and it breaks in a weird place. You don't expect it to break where it breaks. But 91 years old. It's a fun gun to have around, and so it'll go in my collection. And I probably won't shoot it much, but it's fun to have. The third gun that I brought to the range today was this is brand new. I bought this on Thursday. This is Saturday. So I bought this 2 days ago. This is the Heritage Manufacturing 22 long rifle. You can also get a 22 Magnum cylinder for this for like $30 plus shipping. It's a single action. So you know what that means? You cock the hammer back and fire it. It's got a feed gate, just like the old single action armies. And it was fun to shoot, boy. I mean, it's heavy for a 22. So the recoil was non-existent. It was like shooting a cap gun in a good way. So had no problem getting the rounds on target. It was very accurate. I was shooting, pieces of clay pigeon at 50 feet that, no problem with this thing. So this is a very fun gun to plink. I even used some of this CCI 22 long rifle shot shell. That was fun. That really plastered the target well at 25 feet. So it did fine. It was fun to shoot, heavy to shoot, and if you can find the 22 ammo for it, it's cheap to shoot. If you can get it without having to pay what they're asking for, like on guntrader.com. You can find it at Walmart, find it at Cabela's, find it at your local place where they haven't marked it up 3 or 4 times. But it's fun gun to shoot. So all in all, it was a good day. Any day at the range is a good day. So